Listen, Descendants is the only franchise I know that makes the good guy be the problem of the story. Okay, in today's video, we're going to switch up a bit and talk about the new Descendants movie, The Rise of Red, and the problem with it. I originally was going to do a rating of it. I gave it a 7.6. I liked it. It had its flaws, a lot. But they did it. It wasn't a bad movie until I saw the rating. Then I'm just like, wow, I was being nice with my rating. As of right now, it's a 4.6. Ooh. I think that's the lowest rating for the Descendant franchise. So that's not good. But let's get into like what exactly gave it that rating. I think the biggest issue, it left more questions than answers. Obviously, the biggest one that people are still confused about, I'm still confused about, is the prank. Because who actually pulled the prank? Because the way I think about it, if Red and Chloe never went in time, I feel like technically it wouldn't been the VKs. Because how that all interaction happened was because Bridget and Ella was giving them a tour around the school, having them meet everyone, and Bridget had her cupcake out. I feel like if they weren't there and they were just keeping it on the down low, I feel like that interaction wouldn't happen and it wouldn't cause the VKs to try and pull a prank. That's another thing with the time travel storyline. Aren't you supposed to keep yourself on the down low? Especially if you're gonna meet your future relatives? Cause I'm like, when I was thinking about they were all having fun, being buddy, I'm just like, these are your mothers. I'm pretty sure they're gonna question why, as an adult, they realize why does my daughter look like this one girl I went to high school with? Same name, same outfit, all that stuff. I'm pretty sure that could be in their memory, especially since Chloe and Red were a big part in the sense of how involved they were in Ella and Bridget's lives and all that. I'm like, wouldn't that be a problem? But also, it didn't make sense for Bridget to be having full on hatred towards Ella if the VKs were the one to pull the prank. It doesn't make sense to me because even Chloe said it. The book only worked for someone who has a pure heart. So either way, the VKs wouldn't be able to pull that prank. And it's wouldn't you have more resentment towards Uma? Even though that's her aunt. Honestly, I feel like that should have been her mother instead of her aunt. But when you have more resentment towards her, not someone who's supposed to be your best friend. But I didn't notice it when I was watching it, but a lot of people did point out young Ella looked annoyed with Bridget. You know when someone you get annoyed with everything someone does? The friendship kind of reminds me of Jade and Kat from Victorious a little bit. Obviously Jade has a love for Kat, but gets annoyed with everything Kat does. That's how it was to me. And I didn't realize it until afterwards, oh, you're right. And even as an adult, Ella telling her to get over and move on, if it was really that traumatic for her, to the point that she turned evil, telling her to move on is not the best thing. Girl, would you have moved on? But someone said that, and I was like, oh, why everyone thinks Ella did the prank. Because, remember, the book only worked for someone with a pure heart. Ella, she probably was pissed off that Charmin asked Bridget and try to get revenge. That could have been it. But like, she got grounded. So she wouldn't be able to sneak out and do it while getting even more trouble. And she wasn't able to go to the thing anyway. So that makes me wonder if that was the party that made Cinderella or Ella and Prince Charming get together. Because Uma said at the end that red probably caused more problems than solutions, something like that. So I'm wondering, does that change the dynamic for for Chloe's family, but also Mel? Because remember, Maleficent was in it, and they froze and got in trouble because Merlin came into his office. I'm like, did that change the dynamic for Maleficent and Hades? So like, Cause it didn't, cause they were going to school together. So I'm like, how did they end up exiled to the whatchamacallit? Where's the place of all the villain people go? I forgot what it's called. So I'm like, did what they did cause more problem? It's like, I don't know. I feel like they're gonna make another movie just from the way Uma said it. But I'm like, do we really need Descendants 5? I guess you can't really complain because they're already making a Shrek 5. There's like 100 Fast and Furious movies. Do we really complain considering all those other franchises? But like, I guess it's hard for people because the OG cast isn't there. And also, this is just me, and this is no hatred to like China Anne McClain or the character Uma. Why is she on the cover? She only had like 10 minutes of like screen time. Why are you on the cover, babe? You're not even like, I thought she was on there because she was gonna help them or she got stuck back in time with them. But no, babe. Why are you on the cover? And like, I know people were kind of weird, like, why is she the principal? Because doing it technical, isn't she like 18? Is that the age where you can become principal? I wonder how that conversation went down. I'm just like, if they do Descendants 5, me personally, I want a backstory about the VKs, okay? I feel like they have a lot to talk about, considering the whole exile, now coming back, all that stuff. Like, I want to know what happened to them, okay? I would need the details, but also, this is just me, because like, for the Descendant movies, we only know about one parent being like there, except for Mal, because we know her dad is Hades, which is weird because I remember in the first book it was saying how her dad wasn't like an actual like villain, but more like a thief. I guess they changed that, but like also I'm like, cause almost every VK and some of the Oradon kids only have one parent. I'm like, who the other parent? That's just me because I want to see the pairing. And also, this lived rent-free in my head for the wrong reason. Aladdin, you know you did wrong for doing that for Jasmine and Aladdin. Dead wrong. Dead wrong for that one. Messed up. But like overall, it was an okay movie. I didn't realize Kenny didn't direct it or have any part to it. And I was like, oh. Because I feel like he would have done something different. But also, people were complaining that Ella's hair is blue. And I think it was because they're supposed to be total opposites. Like, what colors normally match with pink or red? See? Blue. Pink. Blue. I think that they were trying to do. I don't know. And like, I like how they still acknowledge that Chad is the son of Prince Charming and Cinderella. And people are like, oh, how'd that guy work? He's white. Prince Charming's Filipino. Cinderella's black. watch the original, his grandfather is white. So that is it. Like, that's true. Mom black, dad Filipino, grandpa is white, grandma is black. See? There you go. But I did like how they mentioned him. But like someone saying, I see people were saying like, oh, she doesn't really like Chad. And I think what it is, that's why I think she did the prank. Chloe represents who she pretends to be or who she wants to be. Chad is the real her, how she actually is in real life. Because we know Chad was not a pleasant person. He was not a kind person in the first movie. So that's why I feel like she pushes Chloe to be a good person, because that's how she wanted to be, but she ended up not being a good person. Because if she pulled this prank, which makes sense, but like at the same time, why? Especially because people were saying, oh, Bridget liked Prince Charming, but I'm like, even if that's the case, he was more interested in Ella, so I was like, that's why I'm like, I need them. I want them to like explain more. I feel like that's what you're gonna do in the 5th movie or another series. If they can do another series, I want it to be live action. I want a live action one this time. Something about the animated one, whenever they do like an anime, like the movie, the wedding, all this stuff, something about the animation, I don't feel right, but I understand. Busy schedules, they don't want to continue this franchise, I get it. Whatever the reason is, I understand. But like, I don't know. Especially if it's a new cast, I don't know. I feel bad for a 4.6 rating. I didn't think it was that bad, but I understand why. But let me stop right now before this turns to an hour video, because I will say a lot more about this movie compared to the other 3. Well, that is it. I'm gonna stop. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
That bitch. I'm that motherfucking bitch.